going on, everyone? Jax here, and today is sort of redemption day because I am behind the wheel of the 2021 Hyundai Venue, and I had the Venue about a year and a half ago. I think it might have been a 2019 model, and I wasn't a huge fan. First of all, that Venue was the color of your 9-year-old slime collection back when slime making was a thing. It was a disgusting color green, and I thought it looked pretty poor. This one is a 2021 model. Yes, I'm still getting 21 models because, chip shortage, supply chain, and all that stuff. And it looks, in my opinion, infinitely better from a color scheme sort of standpoint. I don't think the Venue is the best looking car in the world. However, I do think that the way this one looks, as you're probably seeing right now, kind of accentuates the positives of the Venue's design. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna sort of give the Venue another shot. Is it, as I said before, sort of a waste of time? You'd be better off just buying a good used car? Well, stick around, let's find out. So this 2021 Hyundai Venue is still powered by a 121 horsepower 4-cylinder making like 116 pound-feet of torque or something, running through a CVT automatic transmission. As you can expect, it's not fast.
So slow.
Surprisingly, I think the 0 to 60 time is quoted at like 8.5 seconds or whatever, which I was thinking it was gonna take something more like 8.5 weeks.
10 years, man!
But it's not terrible. The engine's a little buzzy. I don't really mind the CVT all that much, but the engine doesn't ever seem to be going anywhere. It's kind of making noise and thrashing and not seem to be going anywhere in particular in a hurry. But, if you expect that out of a car like this, you're kind of fooling yourself. What you do expect is space, and there's a pretty good amount of space.
Space.
I am a very large human being. I'm 6'6". If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know that. And I've got plenty of space in here. I do wish the steering wheel would come out just a tiny bit further. It also does the thing where it allows the seat to travel back, but I'm kind of behind the B pillar. It's just a small car thing for efficient packaging. There's actually a tiny bit of legroom behind me, which is surprising. The rear seat is fairly spacious for a car this small, and you get 19 cubic feet of cargo space, which that's pretty good in something this size. Now, dynamically, you're not exactly expecting this car to be a handler, and you'd be, well, right, mostly. You'd be mostly right. However, there are some positives here. The suspension is pretty reasonable. I mean, you've got a very tiny wheelbase, and this thing rides on like 12-inch wheels or something, so you expect it to be a little jittery, and it is, but it's not out of sorts, so it's doing a good job despite the fact that the wheelbase is about as long as my leg. So I think that's pretty decent. The steering also, I complained when I had one in 2019, the steering felt just a little bandy and rubbery, and it doesn't have great feel still, but it's kind of quickish off center. It seems to accentuate the car's sort of lightweight, playful nature a little bit. But it's also incredibly light. There's almost no feel. I'm just gonna kind of basically do this with my finger. And, it's fine for what it is. Don't expect this to be like a Mini or something. I don't really think Mini is Mini anymore, to be honest with you. But it's definitely fine for a vehicle like this. I'm on the handling road right now. The jitters do come. The handling road is the handling road because the surface of it sucks. It's more pockmarked than a teenager's face. But this car does okay. I mean, there's a little bit of porpoising that you would kind of expect from something with a wheelbase, like very short, but it acquits itself well. Now, going around the sharp turn here, there is some lean, even though I'm not really going all that fast, but you got this kind of tippy, high riding, wannabe SUV kind of profile, so it is what it is. The big bump coming up, it handles pretty well. It does a good job with that because the suspension compliance is reasonable. Here's the big bump coming up right here. I'm gonna hit it. And that's not bad. I don't mind that. It absorbs it well. It drives small because it is small, and that's kind of the end of the story. One thing you do notice when you're in a Hyundai Venue is that your sight lines all around you are pretty fantastic, because this thing kind of has like the weird high roof kind of vibe going on. So because of that tallish roof, you have a lot of glass like around you, so it's a pretty bright and airy cabin. If I have one dynamic gripe, it would be the pedals. I complained about this before, and I'm going to complain about it again. Besides, if you want to watch that before review, link in the description, of course. I'll put like a card up here or something. Yeah, the pedals are just kind of lifeless. The gas pedal, I mean, this is not a fast car, and the gas pedal feels like nothing is happening. It doesn't seem to be, and I know I could put it into sport mode, but like, there's not a lot of action in the gas pedal. You really kind of gotta give it a good shove before things start to happen, and the calibration just seems to really not flatter the car's slowness at all. And the brake pedal is similarly kind of, you know, it stops the car, you know, it will actually stop, but like the pedal feels like, you know, you accidentally stepped in something. It's not particularly reassuring.
Ooh, I think I stepped in something.
Now, let me address something that I said before in the last review. I really kind of roasted this thing because I thought the interior materials were good enough, but there was some kind of curious oversights. For example, in the one I reviewed earlier, the armrest, like literally right here, there was like nothing even for your arm to rest on. It was rock hard plastic. This one has some little kind of faux leather. The steering wheel's got some like leatherette on it. This is rubberized, you know, rubber or something. And so there little details like that, it's a lot more pleasant. I thought it was kind of ridiculous that you'd pay like 22 or 23 or whatever the first one cost and get rock hard plastic surfaces to rest your arms on in a new car, a cheap new car, but a new car. This one costs $23,200 or something like that. It's the denim version. The denim version of a Hyundai Venue, because the seats look like denim. I think they renamed it to Limited because somebody in Hyundai product planning went, denim is dumb.
He's in shock. Get him out of here.
So what I mean is, it feels like those little details make a big difference. They go a long way to alleviating that feel of a cheap car. The dash, the look of the dash and the materials is fine. I mean, yeah, it's hardish plastic, but Hyundai's kind of been putting hardish plastic in things like the Elantra and the Sonata in some places and getting away with it, and so is Kia. So, you know, I don't really have a problem with that. The design looks good. Also, the infotainment system is really good at this price point. Hyundai and Kia's infotainment system is really comprehensive, and they, even with this 8-inch screen, it feels like a well-rounded system for a car like this. Kind of like the safety system. You get like the forward collision warning and lane keep assist. You know, you get some of these things that you expect in a higher end car. Nice to have that here. Heated seats too, which we're having a bit of a cold snap, and I greatly appreciate the heated seats. So let me go back to my original statement in the old review that you'd be better off buying a nice used car than buying something like this. Well, hold up, 2019 me or whatever. That whole equation has kind of changed because used car market prices are out of control. Like, the car market is insane right now. So I did a little digging and I noticed that, for whatever reason, shocker, these aren't exactly getting marked up at our local Hyundai Kia dealers. So now I'm thinking you might be better off buying something like this if you really need affordable transportation. It might not necessarily be exactly what you want. However, you're getting a lot for your money. It's thrifty on gas. It's decent enough, great infotainment, good safety features, not a penalty to drive. Let me just sum up by saying this. Life goes on and things change, and the market has changed the value equation for this car. A year ago, I would have said, buy a used Honda Civic or HR-V or Mazda CX-30 or something, and feel better about yourself, which I basically did in that review. Now, you might want to take a good look at the Venue on your way to go buy a Nissan Kicks, because I think the Kicks looks a lot better than this, but you probably want to look at those. So let me know what you think in the comments. Is a used car still attainable if you're looking for affordability, practicality, and you're on a budget? Or would you be better off just going all in and getting something like the Hyundai Venue? I think right now, you might be better off from a financial standpoint trying to find a good deal on a Venue. I'm sure there's some dealer who wants to get rid of one out there on your way to a Santa Cruz. Just a thought. Anyway, if you found this video useful, please consider liking, please consider subscribing. I always ask you at the end of the video because I figured if you stuck around this long, you'd actually be somewhat interested in doing so. So let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, ride safe, drive safe, and I will see you in the next review. All right, peace. Dude, no turn signal. In a Hyundai too, and I'm doing a review of a Hyundai. It's so rude. Must be an anti-turn signal day.